All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, feast your eyes and tune your ears. It's that time again. We are live with another episode of The Authority Project. It's the video podcast streamed on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, where we talk to digital marketers, business coaches, and creators of all kinds on how they've built authority in their field and how you can mimic their success. Developing authority, building your audience, and attracting better clients to your own business. Now, without further ado, let's bring to the virtual stage your host, Brian S. Arnold.
All right, we are back with another episode of The Authority Project. I am Brian S. Arnold, and you are the project. We want to slap authority to your name so you can sell more of what you're great at. And we are here early today. It's early for me anyway, late for Vidya, who is my new good friend here on the show. And I am very humid and hot right now. I told her earlier today. We're going to get through this together for the show. But let's get started. Vidya, I have Vidya Ravi. I hope I got that right with your name.
Yes, Vidya Ravi.
Vidya Ravi, yes. So she is here to help us implement relationship marketing in our Facebook ads and why it's so important. So I'm excited because we don't have a lot of people who are Facebook ad experts on the show. So we're excited to have her on here. We're going to test her out here and figure out what this relationship marketing is. Before we dive in, let's first give the audience a little bit about you, Ravi. Show them who you are. Tell them who you are personally and then professionally.
Sure. Okay, so hi, Brian. I'm so glad to be here and meeting your audience. Okay, so my name is Vidya Ravi, and I specialize in Facebook ad strategies. We have our own agency. I live in India, and I have like 15 staff so far, so around the world, to be exact. And we specialize in relationship marketing in Facebook and Instagram ads, and we work with coaches, consultants, and course creators. That's our main focus, and we work with very specific e-com industries where they are original manufacturers. We don't do dropshipping stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's our main focus in the industry. So we have, when I actually heard your introduction, I just felt like, wow, okay, that's me. Okay, so we have established authority in both organic fields and paid fields. So that's who we are. Even though I'm great at paid traffic methods, we established our authority majorly through organic first, and then moved to paid traffic. So almost like 400,000 of my business every year is coming from organic traffic. So that's
awesome. Wow. Okay. So tell us who you are personally. You didn't say anything about yourself personally.
Personally, I have a 5-year-old. I have a great husband. And without them, it would be kind of tough to actually even maintain this business at any levels. Okay, so I was a computer engineer. I quit my job. I wanted to quit my job when I had my child. I was going back to work because I had around like $100,000 in debts. And then, so I just, one day, something happened in my home and it just clicked it. I just went to my husband and said hey, give me 3 months. I know we need to both earn this money in order to keep our debts, paid, but just give me 3 months. I want to try something online. I want to stay with the kid. I don't want to give this period up, and I'm actually hustling where I'm going to, regret something later.
Yeah.
So, and he said, that's okay. You can go and try whatever you want. It's okay. We will manage this together. Whatever our debts are, we will totally be okay. Because we've just bought our home and we had home loans on top of it. So it's kind of crazy. I didn't even know how he would manage, but he said so. So it's still kind of crazy to me, why he said so. But he did. Yeah. So that, and he didn't finish up there, and I was still convincing him. Hey, I just need 3 months. If it doesn't work, I would go back to office. It's okay. If I would make this work, or if I fail, I would go back. But he just said no, if it doesn't work in 3 months, it's okay. Just take another 3 months. but I'm
Yeah.
going to make this work. Because you would never come and say this out loud if you are not this sure about something.
Yeah.
So if you are going to make this work, and it was true. Like within 2 months, I replaced my day job income entirely after coming online. I don't know anything about marketing at that point.
Mm.
So I completely learned everything new. So as I said, like within 2 months we are good, and within 6 months I had two employees working for me. So my growth was pretty fast.
Wow. Wow. And so what led you down to the path of online advertising with this story? How did you get into online advertising as far as being your
I was
niche?
a funnel builder. When I started out, I was like in tech. I was a tech
Okay.
expert. I was a software engineer, as I said. So I was
Okay.
educated and trained to be amazing at tech. So it was easy transformation when it comes to majority of the people. They actually, they have tech phobia. Like they
Okay.
don't want to deal with tech, or they don't even
Right.
want to know about tech. So it
Right.
was easy for me to actually get jobs at that point because I can learn Infusionsoft in 2 days and just get running.
Awesome.
So that's how it worked. Like got a job, learned it, then told them like, okay, I learned it, I got certified, then I went did the job. So I learned a lot of tools. I got into funnels. I started building funnels. I was building funnels for 2 to 3 years. So
Hmm.
then I had like Tucumma Club Award winning funnels with us. So then it was funnels were easy. Okay, I was making money. I was really having a good team. Everything was fine, but it just didn't satisfy me or challenge me because, as I said, it was easy.
Okay.
Uh, like I can just do it in my sleep, and I can always strategize. There is nothing new about it. So, and then I started learning Facebook ads because it was a natural transition. Like I know funnels, I want to try Facebook ads.
Yeah.
But when I tried Facebook ads, it just blew me away. Like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. Like, my passion. I
Yeah.
want this. Every day I was learning. Every day it was challenging me. I was
Mm.
pushing my limits there.
Okay.
So I was happy. I was completely happy. Like it was a second risk that I took, which could totally have blew me away like completely, but it still worked. So
Right.
after that first leaving the job with all those debts, second risk was I fired all my funnel plans. Uh,
Wow.
so I just mentioned like, hey, we are shifting entirely into Facebook ad agency because this is what I want to do. So if
Wow.
you still want to get it going, you have like 3 months with us to work everything together, and then you can move. Or you can still work with us on Facebook ads. And at that time, I just had two clients who moved over to Facebook ads, and we started from scratch again. In another 2 months, we already replaced our funnel clients, so completely. So
Wow.
then at that
Yeah.
point, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter about money. Like I was making money already, so it doesn't matter about like how much money I was making. It is about like how much impact I was creating.
So so
Um,
so yeah. So I like how you kind of like you shifted to you didn't really know you started in some places, but you didn't really know what you really loved until you kept on going at it and doing something and then shifted over to
yeah,
this Facebook ad thing. And I think a lot of our audience is like that, where maybe they haven't found their thing yet, but you did, but you did it after a while of doing certain things, or until you got to this point.
yeah, I had to
So
explain a lot.
right. So I'm glad we went through that journey with you, because I think a lot of people don't understand that maybe they don't know what it is yet, but it doesn't mean that you can't start something, and maybe
Yes.
you'll find it in time. So I'm glad you came with. I'm loving your story so far. Amazing, amazing. So let's talk about in your challenges of Facebook ads and probably seeing what other people had out there. What did you find that was missing from the other people who were doing advertising out there with Facebook,
They
or
don't
or in
connect.
general?
They don't connect. Sales is
Okay.
their main perspective. Like sales is their main goal, only goal to be exact.
Okay.
So I want sales. I want sales. I want sales. Okay, that's fine. But who are you? Why
Hmm.
would I actually pay you something, right? That's the audience perspective. Like you're coming in and saying like you are amazing at it, and you have other people saying it, and that's it. I know nothing about you. I don't connect with you personally.
Mm.
Okay, so why would I pay you big money in order to actually, just because you said so? That connection is not established.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I felt like missing. After a few years of running the ads, I felt like, I don't know, like why would I buy from this client? Like if she is showing me some ad, I wouldn't want to buy. So what would I buy? What do you have to say in order for making me buy first? If you can't convince me, then I'm not going to convince millions of other people for you,
Yeah.
right? So the client has to convince me first, like, okay, so this is why my product is amazing, and this is why I am amazing, everything. So, and that's all good. I still don't connect with you. There is a point in your life that I can still connect with you, right? Which is, what is that point? Give me that so I can actually make others connect with you. That relationship, that connection is what is necessary. That's missing with others.
So, so I have a challenge to you for that, because like you said, the people just want sales. So, what do you say to people who are doing what the standard sales are just people who still buy? Because I have to be honest. I feel like I'm one of those guys who sees something nice and I just purchase.
I
And
do.
maybe I don't have a complete relationship with the buyer, but it looks good, so I'll buy it. There's a cheap price, or there's a deal. I feel like you're getting a
I do.
deal, and
Yeah,
you buy. So
everybody does.
yeah,
As long as it's a $27 product or a $37 product, we don't mind. How
right,
about giving me a $25,000?
okay, yeah,
Right? How
yeah,
about let's not go that big. Let's say, how about giving me $1,000?
mm,
Okay, would you just buy it just on instincts?
no,
Like,
definitely
okay,
not.
it's a cool ad. Let me put my $1,000 in and buy it. You don't, right? You usually
No,
need that trust
yeah,
established again and again and again.
yeah,
So it's like, you know, when you hit in the same point, at some point you need to break. And I don't want to break. I want you to just hand over. That's what I'm saying is the difference.
yeah. So tell us now. So tell us then, what are the components of this relationship marketing that you speak of?
Usually people name it as warm up, right?
Okay,
People, you say, like, warm up the ads, like warm up your audiences, warm up your, I don't know, like connections, whatever you say it,
okay,
right?
yeah,
So that warm up, I don't know what people do as warm up. They just put some videos together, throw it out, and ask them to watch it. I'm not even sure whether they are watching it, or it's just a scroll through. So I feel like a warm up should be requiring both sides of the commitment. Like, it's not just videos from you, there has to be some level of commitment from their end too, from the audience end too.
okay,
So based on what they watch, you need to actually, you know, segment your audience and show more of them.
okay,
Like, if that's, and again, that's not something that I see often. Like, if a client gives me 10 different videos, I can just use 10 different videos, see who is watching them, just keep retargeting them again and again and again. I can, but
yeah,
I would probably be spending at least like $1,000 to $3,000 just on those videos first.
okay, okay, yeah,
And why
yeah,
would I? And half of the people, or at least like 70 to 80% of the people who watch those videos, are not even my clients,
okay,
are not even my clients. I mean, right? So it doesn't make sense. Like, that's something that I completely shifted when we moved into the agency. Like, no, we are not warming people up unless they give me certain level of commitment first. Like, let them come in as a lead magnet, or I'm not sure. Like, maybe it is a lead magnet, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's something else. But they need to show that they took the commitment to actually click on it, go to the next page, put their email ID in, or go to the podcast, click on a particular podcast, listen to it at least to a few percentage.
okay,
So if they are interested, then I already know they are interested, because they wouldn't go to all those lengths in order to do these things.
right,
So once they do this, I warm them up like crazy, right? But now I know these are the right people for me,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
my first target would be to bring people to these inlets, to podcasts or blog posts or lead magnets. So I want all these things to be open for them to actually experience you.
okay,
So once
okay,
they come in, once they show you certain interest, really, that means that they really are your audience. There is no way that somebody actually reads your blog post and stays there for 10 seconds with and does not, and they are not even your audience, right? They need to
Right.
be, if they are staying in your blog post for more than 10 seconds, it means that they are really interested in what you're trying to say here.
So you're saying so just for the one's sake, you're saying more so starting with organic reach, where you're getting some type of a click, some type of a reaction, some type of comment, and seeing if they agree or if they're interested in what you're
I
or at
am,
least
but
just
it's
interested in your
not
content.
paid traffic. It's still paid traffic.
Okay. Oh,
I
okay.
send every person, instead of sending just videos and asking them to view something, instead of just, I have seen people spend like literally $7,000 to $8,000 on videos and make probably just 10 purchases or something. That's it.
Okay.
And they warm up that much. I don't
Okay.
even know why. Like, why would somebody warm up that much if they are not even ready to actually, like, they are not even your audience? So, but once these people are really your audience, then if you're not converting, that's something that you have to actually change on your offer. Now, at least you know the audience is not your problem.
Yeah. So tell us more about when you say warm up. What does that mean? When you say warm up, like is that nurturing? Is that saying get to here's who I am, get to know me in an email or so forth? What does that mean by warm up?
My warm up actually starts after they put their email IDs in, or they actually listen, as I said, listen to a podcast,
Hmm.
or they actually go to your blog post and read through them at least for 15 seconds. 10 to
Okay.
15 seconds is where we go in. We actually time map everything in ours.
Okay.
So I want to see like how much time they spent, not just visit your landing page. Okay,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
once we see like how much time they spend on your stuff, on your website or your podcast from the ads, then we make our move. That's when you call warmed up. Yeah, that's a nurture. Like once they do that, then we nurture. Then we create the connection. Then we put up a 90-day retargeting sequences, warm up sequences. So we actually keep showing all those things, personal and professional. So it's a combination. For someone who looks probably at the ad, they would just feel like, they are seeing my feed rather than an ad.
Okay.
If
Okay.
it's my feed, I would probably share about my, I don't know, like probably an argument I had with my husband, right? Or a crazy thing that my kid did, right?
Okay.
I
Right.
would share everything. That's how my ads would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what do you say to people like who've never typed out an ad in their life or have tried with terrible results of doing Facebook ads and just quit because they just can't get it. It just doesn't seem to work. And maybe they haven't done what you said. They maybe haven't warmed up, and maybe they've done the standard thing where they kind of it's like trial and error because they just think maybe they can get a sale or a click. What do you say to the people who've tried it or have not done it and they're just scared of doing it because they could just won't work for them?
If they're scared and they don't want to do it, they should hire someone. That's the first thing. It's
Okay.
an easy one.
Right.
Just let it go. Uh,
Okay.
if you're going to give up, I don't have anything to say to you because that's not something that we do as an entrepreneur. Like you don't give up on anything. It will work. I know our Facebook ads will work. I know Google ads will work. I know Pinterest ads will work. It's just me. It's just as long as your audience are in that segment, it needs to work. It does. If it doesn't, you need to figure out why. If you can't figure it out, hire the person who will figure it out.
Okay. Okay. So tell us, give us some how to in these next few minutes of what you've seen work with maybe a post that you've done or going to a certain landing page, what they should be seeing. Can you just give us go through the scenario of what you should be doing from step one to maybe step 4 or 5 in a nutshell in the next 5 minutes, maybe or less.
Okay,
I know it's a lot.
for who start the ads or
Yeah, yeah.
okay, start the ads.
Or
Okay.
from taking like trying to get some kind of engagement to interest to warming up into what they should be seeing throughout the whole process if you were talking to a client or
See, there are different kinds of funnels. Every different kind of funnel has a different first step, right? Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
probably like if you're selling an SLO, right? A low ticket offer, like a self
yeah.
liquidating offer,
Okay,
some less than $47 kind of, less than $50 kind of thing.
right.
Then it's a different approach. If you're selling high tickets or medium tickets, then it's a completely different stuff. For example, like if let's say you are selling a high ticket,
Yeah.
okay, most of the high tickets are usually sold through VSL or webinar.
Okay.
Okay, so video sales letter or webinar. If
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
more than $1,000,
Right.
that's the best approach.
Right.
So for them, we would usually go after the cold audience, straight to the cold audience to the webinar.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's the first step. I don't need anything unless if it's a new ad account, then you totally need to warm your account up before you send the conversion traffic into it.
Yeah.
Uh, but let's say it's not a new ad account. So the first one would be I will do a lot of testing to cold audience. Like we will test all the targeting to just see like which one actually gets more people in to the registration. So I know like funnel is converting, ad is converting, we got a lead, everything's fine. But once the lead is in, we immediately set up a 90-day retargeting on them. So we set up for every 10 days, they see a different ad. For every 5 days, they see a different ad. So they are never going to actually get scammed,
Okay.
like or spammed, both. Like, it's more, as I said, they would actually probably seeing a feed. It's not hard CTA every time. Like I don't push the sales every
Okay.
time. It's probably few posts which pushes the sales, which goes through the sales. Some are soft, some are hard, but some are professional, some are personal, some are just story based, some doesn't even have a CTA.
Okay.
Okay, some I don't even sell on some posts. I just
Okay.
want them to see it. I just want them to converse with me, have some engagement,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So those are the few next steps. Like you need to actually, if you set these two up, you're good to go. That's the warm-up campaign. We have closed up to 80% on calls to ice cold audience just with this one.
Mm.
80% close rates. I have had a client who had like 80% close rates with a cold audience during just using these techniques, and it's on a $25,000 offer.
Okay. Is it a $45,000 offer?
25,000 to
20.
five.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Wow. Right.
It's a high
So,
ticket. So
so I browsed your colorful site was wonderful. This was amazing. Everybody, you guys need to look at her site. Just incredible stuff. Very unique and very. You want to really look through the whole thing because you want to see what's the next caption, what's going to be next. So it's very engaging. So kudos to you for that. Tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit before we get out of here about the story. Why it's important to get people engaged with your personal story or personal or business story, whatever it is.
you're asking about why stories are important for me?
Right. Right.
Okay. Um, because it established connection. That's the main thing. Like, see, if I haven't told my personal story, I probably think, like, especially about my husband saying giving 3 months, or me taking 6 months, or my success story. It's not as you see, it's not a rags to riches story. Okay, I was
Yeah.
never in rags, to be
Yeah.
honest. But uh,
Yeah.
but to be exact, that's me. That's my family. That's why you want to know about me, right?
Yeah.
Like that story connects to me, connects people to me as a person, not as a business, not as a brand. As a person, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know about her. Yes, she has been there. She has made the different decision that I have been. So it's the same thing. I had a child. I go to office. I have a day job. I'm struggling with actually something that I don't love. I want to stay with my kid. It's just that point of connection. So what did I do different is what I want you want to learn. That story is my personal story. It doesn't always have to be personal. There is something like I can actually throw in a client story towards the end. But stories connect people. Stories are how we connect. Stories are how we connected as a child. Stories are how we connect as gossips, even as an adult.
Yeah.
right? It never
Yeah.
goes away. As long as you hear a curiosity driven story, you are
Yeah.
hooked. Like whether it's about the president or whether it's about a common man, you need a gossip story. You need some story which makes you keep like curious. Oh, really? That's true. Like you don't care whether that's your friend or family or like next door neighbor or somebody you don't even know at the other end of the world. You don't know, but if there is a story, it's cool. You have
Yeah.
seen like multiple of those 1 minute videos that a guy does, right? So it's a story. You
Yeah.
say it in a minute.
Yeah.
That's why it's so famous. It rocked the world, right? It actually created that much of an impact. If you have a story, you got a connection, and that's where our journey starts and ends. It's in the story.
I love it. Incredible stuff, Vidya. Just amazing stuff today. Love the content. I have one last question for you that I ask all of my guests, and it goes something like this in no particular order. um, but it's people who have seen you right now. They're listening to you. They love your content. They love your journey, your drive, and they have been thinking to themselves that they have a similar path. They want to do the same things that you're doing, and they want to get into marketing, and maybe they're good at it just like you, and they've got some things going on, but they want to know now really how can they be like you and become an authority in this space. And I'll put you front and center to answer that to them.
Are we talking? Okay, just a question before I answer that. Are we
Sure.
talking about course of coaching or are we talking about the mindset here?
However you want to answer it. How can they develop a path for themselves for them to be the authority in running their own maybe ad agency? Let me say it that way. Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is, whenever I see a problem, I usually everybody like have that anxiety stuff, right? So like you take a step back and you actually feel that anxiety in you. And I would usually say like just jump. I am a total introvert. I'm not sure whether you saw in any of my interview. And it might come as a total shock or surprise, however you want to name it, but I'm a freaking introvert. I have trouble like connecting immediately as long as I don't know the person before. I have anxiety issues with connecting up to the people, but I'm in the marketing space and I have done really well. And if I can do it, you guys can totally do it. The problem though is how much are you willing to jump? Okay, and you don't need to know the exact pathway, big plans like your 5 years plan, 10 years plan. Forget about it, guys. Just if you know the next step, you can see it, and you know like you're not going to fall flat. Just go. Okay, you just need to know the next step. That's it. You will figure on your way out. Because there are multiple ways to achieve the same destination. There is just no one way, and you have to plan everything, and you had to has to go according to the plan. My life, I had never planned anything, and as you probably saw, I took huge risks all my life. So actually, literally all my life, even before this agency. So if I have planned, maybe it would have gone better. But I still am doing really well, and I'm living in a country where I'm proud of, but you guys already know, like India is still developing, right? So, and we are still really, really doing well across the globe with our agency. So, one thing, as you asked, Brian, would be to actually jump and just go to the next step. Whether it's your course or coaching or your mindset, whatever it is, ask for help, go to the next step. That's a major one. If you need a coach, hire one. If you need a consultant, hire one. If you need a team, just do it. I know, like I have been at every point. As I said, I was an introvert and I was struggling to bring in a team to connect. Like I don't want a team. I told my coach, like, no, I don't want to actually do anything with the team. Like I'm a solopreneur. I just want to be that way. But now I have 15 members, and that's because I started trusting, and I have to in order to grow the business. I started trusting people, and now I can't live without my team. That's how it
Mm,
actually went.
yeah.
So I just got to jump. And yes, I probably would fail sometimes, but at least I know like I have the strength to actually get up again and still go to the next step. So just jump.
Awesome. Awesome. That is incredible. I'm really, really amazed by your story, amazed by your journey and your expertise on this. Vidya, incredible stuff. I'm so glad you're here. So glad we worked out the time. No, it's a little difficult, but we got you on here. We worked it out.
Yeah. Hi,
And you,
Taka.
but and I just want to let everybody know that go check out her website. You can tell people where to go after the site. Where should people go to connect with you further?
Go to storybirdads.com, storybirdads.com. No spaces, no anything, just storybirdads.com. You go in there, you can book a call with me if you're interested in us managing your ads or doing an audit. And you can see our case studies and everything in there. So my site is amazing. Just check it out.
Awesome. What did the I got a last question. Where did the name Storybird come from? Storybird ads. Where'd that come from?
I'm a reader, actually. I remember I told you I'm an introvert, so I read a lot. I read like 1,000 books a year.
Wow.
So now I don't have much time, but I read it like until 2 years back. I was reading 1,000 books a year, and I read a lot.
Wow.
I am a blogger, a book blogger, and I have multiple publishers who sends me advanced reader copies even before the books are published to review.
Wow.
So story is kind of my thing. Like I live for them, and again, that's where it came from. I want something in the ads to change, something in the ads industry to change, to connect through the relationship, to create that connection through stories, to create that connection with people. The byproduct of it is sales automatically. Okay, so, and my Storybird tells that story in Facebook and Instagram. So that's it.
I'm glad I asked that last question. That's amazing. I love that. 1,000 books. Wow. I got a lot to live up to. Great stuff. Incredible stuff, people. I hope you got a lot out of this today. I know I did. Go and check her out, storybirdads.com. And really, I mean, I think you'll be in good. In fact, I know you'll be in good hands working with her and her team. So that is all we have for today. I want to remind you, though, that you can go to theauthorityletter.com, or you can text us at We Are Live to 44222 and join the list there to help you build your own authority platform. While you're doing that, we'll help you do that, and then you can go to Vidya and have her do your Facebook ads. How about that? So win-win all around. And do that and really get started building. You know my motto: build it, share it, and they will come. It's a very simple formula. Not many people do it. So get on it, get to it, and make the rest of 2020 the best it can be for you, yourself, and your loved ones. All right. That is all for now. Take care. We'll see you on the next episode. Be blessed. We're out.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Authority Project. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like what you heard, we want to hear from you. Subscribe, rate, and give an honest review. Share and tell your friends so they can hear too. And for even more authority building tactics, be sure to sign up at theauthorityletter.com. Get free weekly content and ongoing digital product giveaways to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. We certainly hope you got a key takeaway, or maybe an aha moment from today's broadcast. Just remember, it's your authority. Build it, share it, and they will come. Until next time.